Good morning, everyone in consumer law land. It is Tuesday, May 5th. Cinco de Mayo, Taco Tuesday. Seems like a pretty interesting coincidence. Anyways, I promised you last week, I hope you're all well first. We're getting close to the end. Just the assignments this week, and then more information will come out on Wednesday from Principal Stidham. I'm not going to spoil her thunder with that, but we're close to the end. So I wanted to give you some what I think are very important things, what I think at some point in your life you will too think are very important things. So please just continue to play along. It may not affect your grade necessarily, but it will affect your life because in life everything is kind of graded, not in the school sense, but if you mess something up in real life, it's a bigger test than just getting a grade that you're not happy with. So workers' compensation. I told you last week that we'd talk about that. I want to just briefly talk about that today. Ultimately, what workers' compensation is an insurance policy that an employer buys in order to insulate them against lawsuits from their employees. So, you can imagine some workplaces are very dangerous. Some places are dangerous just because people trip and fall down steps and any number of different things. And if everybody who was injured at work sued their employer, employers wouldn't be able to stay in business. So what they do is they buy an insurance policy through a big insurance company, Travelers, State Farm, wherever, and they provide insurance. So if an employee gets injured on the job, they file a workers' compensation claim, and then the insurance company pays for it. But note, most employers don't want you to file those. They don't want their insurance rates to go up, and if they have a very dangerous workplace, their insurance rates are calculated on how dangerous their workplace is. So, you can imagine if you're working like in a, I don't know, a meat processing plant where there's spinning blades and slippery floors and lots of people get injured, their insurance premiums are going to be very high. Whereas if you work in an office and it's a small office and everybody's in their own cubicle, there's not a whole lot going on there. What I think, my projection for what's going to come is we're going to see a whole new wave of law and lawsuits coming and workers' compensation files or claims filed based on the coronavirus. No one knows what that looks like. If you contract the coronavirus at work, is your employer's workers' compensation insurance going to have to pay you? Um, Ultimately, anything that you do at work, on your way to work, on company business, anything like that, if you're injured through no fault of your own, you are entitled to workers' compensation benefits. It's not an easy thing to get. It's not automatic. Sometimes they want to give you a hard time. You have to go through their doctors, and they can make it really, really difficult. If you are ever seriously injured at work, I cannot advise you strongly enough to find a competent workers' compensation attorney. You need an attorney when it comes to a serious injury. If you are injured and you can't work, if you are injured on the job, let me say that. If you were injured on the job and you can't work, your next call needs to be to an attorney. You need help navigating it. Um, so that is my shortened spiel on workers' compensation. I'll leave my personal feelings about workers' compensation out of it. But if you are injured at work and you cannot work, you need to call a good, reputable workers' compensation attorney. You will not be charged. They work on a proportion, a portion of what they recover for you. Ultimately, workers' compensation should cover your medical and 60% of your salary or your income, and that is tax-free. So it's kind of basically what you'd be making anyways, take home. That is workers' compensation insurance. So it kind of fits with our May look at insurance. Yesterday, I asked you to look at automobile insurance. Certainly, that is something that will impact all of you in your lifetime. And I think the worksheet, if you work through it, provided a lot of insight on how they calculate rates, what kind of insurance you need, how they write those things. So, but you need car insurance, you need automobile insurance. So hopefully that was interesting to you as you work on that this week. Through the month of May, we'll cover things like life insurance, health insurance. There's also mortgage insurance. Basically, if there's a loss that's possible, there's an insurance company that's writing for that loss. In other words, you're paying a monthly premium or a yearly premium, and then if something bad happens, they pay you back. So renters insurance, homeowners insurance, professional liability insurance, errors and omission insurance, workers' compensation. There's a lot of insurance. Insurance is a big deal. So we'll work through it piece by piece, grab what you can from it. There'll be a few assignments. And I hope you're all staying safe and healthy and are looking forward to summer. I know I am looking forward to summer. Um, it's been quite the transition moving to online schooling, but you guys have rocked it. Uh, this your class is one of the easiest ones to manage. Everybody seems to be on the ball and doing the work, and I hope you find it useful and interesting. If you have any questions about workers' compensation, let me know. I'm by no means an expert. It wasn't my area of law that I covered, but I do have quite a bit of experience with workers' compensation law from the job that I did have being on the employer side of it. So if you have any questions about workers' compensation, shoot me a comment, shoot me a question in chat, whatever. It may not have affected you. You may know somebody, your family, your parents, somebody you know might be injured at work. It's a complicated process to navigate through, and I might be able to give you some additional things to look up and read up on so you're better informed. If you are ever injured at work, make sure you follow your employer's guidelines, report it right away, go to their doctor, do what they need you to do so that you are compensated in case you can't go back to work if you're seriously injured. Anyways, Tuesday, I'll try to update another video. Tomorrow, we'll talk a little bit about the auto industry, auto and laws and requirements surrounding that after you've all had a chance to work through that worksheet. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there. And DeLong signing out. Have a great one, everyone.